I didn't want to do a podcast that I knew right away was going to get taken down because we had different opinions. What's up, baby? Welcome back to another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian Licata. Once again, I'm your host, Gary G. Garcia, along with my brother and partner in misinformation, Brian Licata. Today, we have a special guest with us, none other than the man himself, Matt Bridgestone.
No. Matt S. Bridgestone.
Matt S. Bridgestone?
If you're Gary G. Garcia, I'm Matthew Seth Bridgestone.
All right, yeah. I mean, I rub off on people, apparently. That tends to happen. If you don't know who this man is, he's one of my friends out here in Atlantic City, one of the founders of AC Jokes. Come on, mama, you're putting your butt in everybody's face. One of the founders of AC Jokes, one of the writers for the Justin Bieber comedy roast, a comedian out here with me every single night of the week, pretty much when he shows up for work. And it's good to have you, man. How you doing? You said you were thinking of me today. Why were you thinking of me today?
I show up for work every day. I just don't show up at the club every day. I was thinking of you.
Sorry, I thought work
no,
was the comedy show.
Thought of you today because I ordered an old school video game system with 5,000 games on it from Genesis, PlayStation, old school Nintendo. Comes with all the old school remotes, everything. Could load up basically anything. And it's called the G-Box.
That's what it's called? Makes sense.
I had the most epic game of NBA Jam. It was tied
at
51.
I can't even go back.
I was in the air ready to dunk it for the win. And it just was like overtime. Like you got to actually land it before. If you're in the air, it's still in your hand. It doesn't matter. And Jackie walked in front of the screen and I lost in overtime. And then I had a Jeopardy question that came down to like the final question. I answered Roosevelt, but I needed to write Theodore Roosevelt. So it said I was wrong. So I lost.
You think I would have accepted Teddy as an answer?
Brutal, but it's called the G-Box.
All right. You're shaking everything. You can move, just don't shake everything. I can't go back on the graphics, though. The graphics, like, why would you go back? That goes to show how Jewish you are.
No.
That instead of buying the new Xbox or the new PlayStation, you went and bought like, it was, how much was it? Like $80?
$94.
There you go. It's like $94. You get 1,000 games.
Under 100.
Said to his daughter, why would we get the Xbox? It only comes with one game. I can get you this and you have 1,000 games. Squareheads.
I already have an Xbox at home. Her name is Jackie. No. The truth of the matter is,
don't worry about it. Jackie's not going to watch this. She doesn't support anything you do.
Yes,
so you ain't got to worry about it.
Yes.
Brian already likes the stars.
I find the games to be easier to play. That's what it is. I don't want to start reading manuals and stuff.
I mean, they're all the same, man. They just got more buttons. I mean, the best thing there, you got the hockey, right? The NHL.
Oh yeah,
that was the best shit on Sega. The hockey, you hit them, the head cracked open.
The Nintendo hockey was a lot of fun too, though.
I never owned a Nintendo.
No, yeah, I like the Nintendo.
Nintendo was kiddie shit.
You
had a Nintendo, right?
That was it.
See.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo. Exactly. I went from regular Nintendo and then right to PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
That was the jump.
I never fucked with Nintendo. I had a Sega, strictly Sega, and I had the 64. I forgot what that was. The something 64.
Nintendo.
Not the Commodore 64. No, graphics. It was called Graphics 64.
Turbo Graphics?
Turbo Graphics.
You had the big head, big swollen head.
Yeah.
Gary still has that.
16? TurboGrafx 16.
TurboGrafx 16. That's what it was called.
I never even heard of this thing.
Oh man. Yeah, and then
Bonk had the big head.
You know what was dope? What was dope was
I'll screech it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that was it. I had that.
I'd never even seen that. This looks like a what was this? The hood version of Nintendo?
Nah, it came out after Nintendo and after Sega. It was like some new shit when the graphics went to 16 bits or some shit like that.
Right.
And it was all right. It was cool. And then I had what was the other one that came out with the Xbox and with the PlayStation?
There's a Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was the shit. You ever seen the Dreamcast?
Are you talking
that had
about
the controller that had the
AC
screen?
jokes?
No, I'm talking about the video game Dreamcast. That shit was the best system ever made at the time. The only problem was they all had glitches. So they all burnt out. They would all burn out. Every single one of them would burn out. So that was the only problem with it.
The most amazing video,
like for no reason. You just be playing it one day and that's it. Boom, it would just burn out.
I'm trying to think of the most amazing video game moments of my life now that we're on the topic, because everyone has the ones that stand out. My friend Tom, who was a boxer, was trying to beat Mike Tyson, and you could either knock out Tyson or win on points, over 5,000 points. And he wasn't going to make the points, but if he punched him one more time in the third round, it was over. And he went up with it was like here on Tyson's chin, and it froze and the bell rang, and it was like it didn't connect. I've never seen it before or since.
Oh, it froze on him. Yeah, that's the thing. I never liked Nintendo. Nintendo was weak.
This isn't really a video game, but have you guys ever seen Nolan Ryan Strike Zone Baseball?
No, that's not a video game. It's not really a video game.
Right.
It's not really a video game at all. You started that off with this isn't really it's not a video game at all.
It's a game.
It's a game. It's a game. That's what it is.
Bridgestone, have you ever seen this? No?
No, I never seen it. Let me see it.
Okay, let me pull it back up.
You like throw like pitching practice, right?
Yes. Yeah, and there's an announcer on the screen, and he gives you scenarios, and then you have to hit the box, and if it's like flashing, that's like a strike. But if it's like solid and you hit it, the guy like gets a base hit, and then it cycles through the bases.
That's bullshit, because it's just gonna do it whenever it wants, depending on the scenario. Right down the middle, and they'll say it's a home run.
No, it was pretty good actually. I gotta say the game was actually pretty awesome. I played it a lot as a kid.
I see the Met hat. I think we're all Met fans here. I wish I would have brought one. My new business card is actually a Topps baseball card with the picture with me spilling water on my head. And it says my position is water boy. And on the back, it has, how to find me.
So what you got to do this year when the Mets open up, you got to take AC Jokes to the new stadium to watch a game.
Yeah.
And if you do that, if you bring us to the game, I'll make sure that our names are on the jumbo screen. It'll say, we welcome AC Jokes and the comedians from AC Jokes on the jumbo screen. And we'll also get to chill with the announcers. I'll get us back to talk.
It's going to be a game where like Verlander's supposed to pitch, but they scratch it.
Does that happen to every?
See LeBron James and he didn't play.
Even know who's playing. Oh, yo, he bought us to go during the pandemic. Actually, when the games just started again,
you had to wear a mask but when you were in your seats, you didn't need to wear one. It made no sense.
I'm mad.
I remember this.
I didn't get a picture because when we went in there, my son goes, "Dad, what are you doing?" And I look, and I'm the only one without a mask.
That's what I remember about those.
Thousands of people around me, thousands. And I didn't have a mask. And I'm a dick because I should have pulled out my phone and I should have took a selfie and shown that I'm not fucking buying what they're selling at all, even at the basketball
But
games.
At your seats, you could take it off.
It made sense.
It made no
and we
sense.
were in the nosebleeds, so we were just coughing and spewing shit on everybody.
Which could be the good time to be at the nosebleeds, unless the air gets filtered back up. So it's also...
I have bad luck my whole life with this, and a week ago,
did you get tested before you came here? Because you're like COVID central. This motherfucker's had COVID like 30 times.
I've dipped it. So
he's had COVID like 30 times.
Last Monday at like 6:30, I'm bored at home. I look up, I'm gonna watch like an old WrestleMania. So I'm texting my brother, and he's like, "Yo, they're having like in Philly at 8:00. All the old school guys are like having this big reunion." So on a fly, we shot down there, and I was just wanted to see Hulk Hogan. That was it.
Right.
We got there at like 8:05. The whole show, I'm just waiting for it, this, that. He was the first one out. We missed him, and no one said anything about it. Oh. We were like, just start. Everyone's like, yeah, it just started. You didn't miss anything. You're not going to mention you missed Hulk Hogan.
I
missed LeBron at the Spectrum. I missed Hogan.
First of all, you wanted to watch old school wrestling.
I was flipping around. you know,
That's what you decided.
Willow was wrestling. I was just looking
this is the difference between me and you, Matt.
I was feeling nostalgic.
One of, right, G? One of the differences.
One of the many differences, but this is one of the differences, is that I went to go get nostalgic the other day, and I put on Plex, and I watched Fistful of Dollars with fucking Clint motherfucking Eastwood, motherfucking the man. All right, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I watched that right after that, and then I watched The Wanderers. Like, shit. You sitting there watching a bunch of dudes back in the day in their underwears, Hulk Hogan in his fucking underwears with his bald head and the long hair. That's what you decided to go back to?
I'll never do it again after that speech. That's it. That's the
I'm
last
saying
time.
That's what you went back to? That's what you went back to. I went back to Dirty Harry. Okay, I went back to, I know what you're thinking. Did he shoot 6 shots or 5?
I just wanted to
ask yourself,
you know,
do you feel lucky?
Hey, this.
I wanted to go down memory lane.
Gee, this actually brings up a good topic and a question that I've been meaning to ask you for a while, and since we have Bridgestone on here. What I want to do is I want to get a list of albums that I should listen to that I haven't yet listened to.
You don't want to get those from this one.
I know. I'm asking you.
We were doing a show at the Showboat, and it was during Valentine's. You remember that day? And I come in, and he's doing the door, and he's seating everybody, and I listen, and I think Endless Love was playing. My endless. I said, dude, love. What the fuck are you playing? He goes, it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, you trying to put everybody to fucking sleep, dog? He was playing like all these slow ass love songs to start a comedy show.
I didn't have a DJ. I don't know. I just needed a playlist. I put on love songs.
He's like, what do I put on? I said, I don't know. Put on party hits of the 80s and the 90s. Anything stupid that's upbeat. Motherfucker got fucking girl. Tell me only this.
How was the show? I don't remember.
I don't know. I think it's all right. Mama's doing her stretch. That's my stretchy right there.
So albums and movies, particularly movies of the 70s and 80s, because that's when you guys were alive and I wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, what haven't you seen, man?
I mean, a lot of 70s and 80s movies, man. Tons of them. Most of them, I'd probably say.
All right, man. Yeah, you probably think Walking Tall had The Rock in it. That's the only Walking Tall movie you know, the one with The Rock. Right? You don't know the original Walking Tall. You know any Billy Jack? You know what's up with Billy Jack? I'm going to take this foot and kick you on that side of the face.
Billy Jack. Billy Crack Corn, I don't care. That's that guy, right?
Look up Billy Jack real quick and put in, I'm going to kick you on that side of the face. I want to show you one of the most hardcore scenes.
Put this foot.
What? I'm gonna take this foot. Yeah. And it'll probably pop up. I want to show you people the difference between our actors and your fucking actors nowadays. Your fucking twatty actors. That all this shit is just completely fucking fake. They're jumping on fucking top. Oh, here we go. Now this is Billy Jack. If you don't know, you know who Billy Jack is? Put up the volume.
That's as loud as it goes.
Oh.
Let me see if I can find another one.
Find another one, man. Yo, this is one of the most gangster scenes. Back in our day, we had gangster scenes. Now, like all the movies got to be so fucking fake. It's like, all right, you're Superman. I get it. You're jumping out of windows, landing on plane wings, holding on to planes until they land, and then kicking everybody's ass. You still have the strength after holding on to that plane wing and not flying the fuck off and holding on and land. You still have the strength to kick people's asses. This is when shit was a little more realistic.
You know what was good like that?
Check this out.
Just for the hell of it. Tell me. I'm going to take this right foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. And you want to know something? There's not a damn thing you're going to be able to do about it.
Really?
Really?
Billy Jack.
Billy Jack.
Baby. I'm going to whop you on that side of your face, and you want to know something? Not a damn thing you're going to be able to do about it.
I'd recommend the Towering Inferno. That was good shit.
Good movie. When I saw that movie, we used to play that movie all the time.
That was
with
like
all our super
Die
dolls.
Hard before Die Hard.
With all our super dolls, we used to play that shit. We used to make like our whole room different floors of the building, and we would have to get our super dolls out.
All right, so Billy Jack, what was it? What was it? Something Inferno?
Towering Inferno.
Yeah, that if I'm correct, that had not Paul Newman, that had Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen. Watch any Steve McQueen movie, dog. But if you're only gonna watch one,
Great Escape.
The Great Escape is classic, but that has a couple of people in it. The Hunter. That movie is good, yo.
The Hunter.
Mama, come here.
The Hunter.
That movie is good. The Hunter, The Getaway. Yeah, there's a bunch of flicks, dude. The movies they have now suck.
Well, yeah, you know,
right? The other day I asked myself, are movie theaters even open anymore? What are people going to the movies for? I'd rather watch it on my beautiful screen, 70 inches, beautiful screen. Pause it, use the bathroom, come back. What they say? Oh, hold on, let me rewind that. Oh, that's what he said. Smoke my blunts and chill. Why would you want to watch?
It does, though, a little bit take away from a really, really good movie, seeing it in a theater with a big group of people, the surround sound, and then especially if it's like an opening night of an anticipated movie and there's that energy in the area and the viewing experience together, that you can't get that at home. But they don't make movies.
No, but you also can't get that in the movie theater anymore.
No, you're right. And they don't make movies worth it to see like that anymore.
Yeah, they might as well bring back the old, because even regular movies were good in the theater back then. Like movies without all these effects. There were still movies without effects that you were like, you got to see that in the theater.
Oh man.
Now everything has to be huge.
Ross
Now everything has to be huge. You know what I'm saying? Like to get you in the theater, everything, like the world always got to end in every movie. Every superhero movie, there's going to be a whole city destroyed.
You know why it's like that?
Here's
sound and the big things, and they want to make you watch it in the theater.
Because overseas, they eat that up, and it's a guaranteed moneymaker.
China.
What, the world getting destroyed or America?
Just
a city in America.
Big action, explosions, buildings blowing up. It's like,
So that's not big here. It's making money both, here too.
But internationally is what makes it that they're all like that, because they're all just they don't want to take a chance on something. They know if they put something out like that, that they've put a certain amount of millions into making it.
But back in my day, dude, they just had movies that were good movies.
Sure.
And those were overseas, no?
It's just more. It's just,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that nowadays. Well, that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, movies suck. There's one thing you can know when you go into a theater now. There's one thing you know when you go into a theater. You're going to see a shitty movie. It's going to be woke all over the place. There's going to be gay people definitely all over the place, which I don't really have a problem with, but is that real? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I went through a whole day today, and I probably say I went through a whole day this month without even meeting a gay person. And I back in my day, I couldn't go a day without it because I was in design. So when I designed clothes every day of my life, I was, around gay people every day of my life. And that was fine. I have great friends that I'll never forget.
I have many gay friends.
They weren't able to turn me.
My father's gay.
They weren't able to turn me, but they did give it a whopping good try. But no, I'm just saying, in a regular day, I don't, if I run into any, I don't know. It's not like, it's always the parade.
They don't wear a sign or anything like that to let you know.
Exactly. So it's like any movie you go, there's definitely going to be one of them in there. Definitely. The woman is definitely going to be the strongest person in the role. The guy's going to be an idiot, even if he's the hero. And the truth is, they don't even have heroes no more. Now it's all anti-heroes.
Who was the last good hero? Let me ask you guys that. Who was the last good hero?
Indiana Jones.
Bruce Lee. Billy Jack.
Billy Jack? You don't think since Billy Jack there hasn't been
Indiana Jones was a hero.
The guys from Police Academy.
Yeah, who was like the last really good hero? Oh, you have Die Hard, right? What's his name? McClane. He was a hero. He was like an action hero. Any of the people that Sylvester Stallone or any of those dudes played, they played heroes. Now it's all anti-heroes. Like it's all like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. All those heroes in those movies are all really anti-establishment, they're basically crooks, they're criminals.
It's gotten dark. And 25 minutes into the show is where we take the turn, boys.
How long is the show? I don't even know what I'm in for here.
It depends on how interesting you are.
All right, let's get interesting, man.
No, I don't want you to try. When you try, you suck.
I'm not trying.
Yeah, the episode.
I want to bring you on my show so that I was on his show. He used to have a podcast called
You Got the Light.
You Got the Light. And you were there. He brought me on to ask me questions that he wanted to give me the answers to. Remember that?
Yeah, I thought it was a great show, actually. It's one of my favorite AZ Jokes podcasts.
Cool. But remember, he brought me on, and every question he asked me, he was like, "Well, let me tell you, how I relate to that question." And I'd be like, "All right, sure, go ahead." Then I realized all the questions were actually catered for him to answer.
I also forgot to say Buddha's name, so growing pains.
He was upset about that. He was very upset about that, actually.
Buddha is upset.
He's still upset about it.
He's just upset. He stays upset.
We were talking about the movies. I mean, it's really just pure business now. I think that's what's happened.
You haven't seen The Godfather, have you?
Are you kidding me? I've seen
all of them. All of them.
Goodfellas,
all of them.
Yeah, okay. Come on.
Right, I'm just checking.
Making
sure. Nowadays, dude, it's not odd for a person to go, I never saw The Godfather. I never saw Scarface. I never saw Goodfellas.
I was at Carmine's and I had a Puerto Rican waiter who had never seen any of those movies.
How do you know he's Puerto Rican?
He told us. We talked about it.
Why did that come up?
This was 6 months ago, but
why did that matter?
He asked.
This is 6 months ago.
No,
he asked the Puerto Rican guy what he thought about Pacino playing a Cuban.
I asked him something about Goodfellas, and he said it. He was like, "I've never seen it. I'm Puerto Rican," something like that. I'm pretty sure.
What does that mean? Puerto Ricans don't watch Goodfellas?
No, he was a waiter at Carmine's.
Well, he probably don't even have a. Did he ever call? Oh, well, he's Puerto Rican, so he doesn't need a card. All right, so he's not illegal. Maybe he is illegal. He just said he was Puerto Rican.
I don't know. I just thought a waiter at Carmine's would have seen Goodfellas one way or another, but
yeah, right. You work at Carmine's. How fucking dare you? How dare you? That should be part of the fucking when you get the job interview. You should have to quote a line. And the more obscure,
you probably saw Carlito's Way.
The more obscure that it is, Carlito's Way was horrible.
No. The scene with the fat guys running around the train station at the end was horrible because that became just like Police Academy. But the rest of it was decent. But that one scene was so corny. It fucked
up. I read the book,
and
Carlito's Way. The book is nothing like the movie.
They rarely are.
Right? No, I mean nothing like the movie. And do you know why? There's a reason why. Because
that's the way Carlito wanted it.
The name of the book, Carlito's Way, right? No, what happened was the original name of the book, Carlito's Way, was called I forgot the original name. But there was already a movie out with that name.
Licata's on it.
Night something.
He's gonna have it.
Yeah, he'll have it. That's why I don't pay him. Because he's so good at his job. I don't deserve him.
Rise to Power.
It was called something Night.
After Hours.
After Hours. That's what it was called. That's what I'm thinking. Night. After Hours. That was the original Carlito's Way.
It's a sequel.
What happened?
It says it's a sequel.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see. Yep.
See, that's really what the movie is. Carlito's Way is actually the sequel. It's not Carlito's Way. Carlito's Way, the book, is actually how he got locked up. Remember in the movie Carlito's Way, it shows it starts in court where he's defending himself in court. That's how the movie Carlito's Way starts. He gets out of prison. That the book Carlito's Way was actually how he got locked up. And it was actually dope. It was one of the first, it was the book that got me into reading. It was the first book that sparked me that I was like, yo, books are dope. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, I didn't really like books.
So it's the complete opposite story.
It's not even. It's how he got locked up.
Not what happened when he got out.
That movie is actually called After Hours. But when they put that movie together, there was a movie called After Hours. So they called it the name of the first book, Carlito's Way. But the book is awesome. He also doesn't die like that in After Hours. In After Hours, they toss a grenade in his car and they blow him up in his car.
It's a way to go.
Yeah, it is the same dude though, which I knew was going to come back to haunt them very early in the movie. I was like, that dude's going to come back to haunt them, you know. But yeah, the book is really good. It was the first book I ever read that I was like, yo, books are dope. Like it had me painting pictures in my head and really like, you know, creating characters. That's why reading is fucking amazing. You just have to find a book that sparks it. And then once it gets sparked, then that's it. I started reading everything. I started reading so much different shit that I had to stop for a minute because everything was combining. It was like I'd read a documentary and then I would also read like a fiction and then put them both together in my head. And like it would all become one story, you know. I fucking read the book on Che Guevara. You want to talk about a slow read. That shit was like 3 Bibles. Crazy pages.
How long did that take you?
It was called Che. It took me probably about, I was reading it around when I was working, so it probably took like a month. Probably took me a good month to read it. But it was thick. It was like this, man. And it was slow.
Are you glad you read it?
I mean, I don't think I got any real information out of it that I need because I still don't understand the difference between fucking socialism and all the isms. And there was a lot of Marxism. There's a lot of isms being talked about in there. And I still don't know what the fuck they really are. I do know that Che would not really like everybody wearing his shirts. That much I know. I know that all the money that they're making off of him and his image, he wouldn't appreciate.
Yeah, he wouldn't be down there. He was a doctor, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't be down with that.
Yeah, he was
the same way the Beatles didn't write the song "Revolution" for a Nike sneaker. I'm sure John Lennon turned in his grave when Revolution was playing for a Nike commercial.
There was a thing with Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, right, where he bought his music or something.
Yeah, Paul McCartney taught him. Paul McCartney told him that that's where the money is. You need to buy the publishing. And then he said to him, I'm going to buy your publishing.
It was a joke.
And he laughed. No, he just said it.
Yeah.
And he thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
But he went and bought his publishing. And
Michael Jackson bought Paul McCartney.
Michael Jackson owned half of the Beatles publishing. Yeah, Paul McCartney was pissed. Remember they did the movie they did the song Say What You Want. And they also did Ebony and Ivory. And they were tight. And then he bought all his music and owned it.
I think Justin Bieber just sold his...
and then started putting him in commercials and shit. Ooh, Sir Paul didn't like that.
The Biebs just sold his shit last week for like a
200 million,
$250 million or something. Yeah,
225 million.
Yeah,
250 million.
Good for him.
I sold all the rights to all the music he released before 2022. 200 million.
200 million. See, I was right. 200 million. See, I can't lie, man. I used to hate on him. Now it's like, you know, I can't hate on him, man. Because like the music started growing on me. You know what I'm saying? You know, it started like before I had my Pandora. That shit started growing on me. My mama don't like you and she likes everyone. And I was like, yeah, my mom does like everyone. If she don't like you, then you know you got issues. You know what I'm saying? That song is actually really good. I can't lie. My mama don't like you and she likes everyone.
Yeah,
I'm in a good mood today. Can you tell? Can you tell the vibe? When I saw my daughter earlier, didn't do the radio this week. That was a little disappointing. But I'll share with you what I was gonna share with them. Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick, is that his name?
Kubrick. Yeah.
Kubrick. That's actually the table that what's her name was showing the picture in, the girl from Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis. She was showing a picture of a Kubrick table. Kubrick? Did I say it right?
Kubrick's the movie director. 2001.
Yes. It was a table that was in one of his movies. She was showing that table, and on her wall, she had the kid in a box, remember? We talked about this on the last episode. Why are you acting surprised? Were you there?
I didn't know that was Jamie Lee Curtis. The table was from Kubrick?
Yeah, that was from Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. And they were like, what's up with that freaking picture of a little kid in a box? You know? All right. So now Kubrick, ready for this? I saw this thing the other day where they're saying he's the one. You ready for this? You're going to love this, Brian. They're saying he's the one that directed and produced the moon landing.
That's been out there forever.
I didn't know that. I'm just saying. I found this out. He didn't know that. He's finding it out. Why are you acting all?
I've heard of that
on my show. And you smugging me, son. He's acting all smug on me, like you're ridiculous. You know that?
I thought you were getting ready to drop some
fucking
breaking news.
So do you know? No, it's not breaking news. I just didn't know this. But did you know why people say that? Since you know, so why do people say that? Since you know,
something to do with the way the shadows are filmed. It was the technique that he used.
No, not the fact that it was a fake landing. We don't believe
that it was Kubrick.
Yeah, that it was Kubrick.
I thought they matched up the style that it was shot in to something he would do. I don't know.
No.
What?
Well, they say that in The Shining, in the movie The Shining, he puts mad shit in there to let you know that he was the one that did it. One of the scenes is the scene when the little boy is playing with the toys and the ball rolls up. Remember that? And then he looks up and it's the little girls, right? When he stands up, he's wearing the Apollo 11 sweater. That's, the fucking rocket. So he's got that knitted on. He's wearing the rocket. The room 327. I think that's what it is, 327, because it's in a documentary called Room 327. In the book, it's a different number. They're saying he specifically changed it to 327 because the moon is 327,000 miles. That's what they used to say from the Earth. So he put another clue there. Then there's a scene when he's about to like chop down the door and there's a whole bunch of tang behind him. And there's a whole bunch of clues like that. In the movie 327, they break it all down.
He was trying to send a message that he was the later generations.
That he was sending the message because you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
You can't tell nobody. You remember Wag the Dog? You seen that movie Wag the Dog? Where they make the fake war and he goes
time. It was like Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman. And Dustin Hoffman didn't get it. He didn't get it. He kept saying, "Oh, I can't wait to tell my great grandkids." And he's like, "Nah, you can't tell nobody." He's like, "But my great grandkids, that's by then it'll be." He's like, "No, you can't tell nobody." And he kept saying he was going to tell people because he has to tell people because it was his greatest production ever, and they killed that motherfucker. So Kubrick can't come out and say it. So they're saying that he dropped all these crazy different clues to let you know that he was the one that did it.
And it was interesting. You had actually sent me something today, G, that put some things together as to why the moon was such a big focus. Should we go to that clip?
Oh yeah, I mean it was the Cold War.
And right, it was the Cold War, but everyone was
there was other shit going on that they did behind closed doors. Like what they did right now with that signing of the Union. What was that signing shit that I sent you? The declaration of some shit between Canada, Mexico, and America while we're all sitting here arguing over all this dumb shit. They're signing treaties together where now like all of us are actually one. And like Canada and Mexico has some sort of say in our democracy now, or whatever you want to call it.
You looking up the moon thing, Brian?
No, I'm looking into something else too. I'm listening.
Brian flies.
Before we get off the moon, I'm letting it be known right now. I want to be behind the first comedy show that happens on the moon. We'll see if it happens.
Well, we got to get there. We have to get there first.
I'm just saying.
But if we get there, I'm pretty
sure
we
could just get a fake it in a studio and tell people we're on the moon.
Yeah, maybe we can get Kubrick hasn't done nothing in a while. Maybe we can
get him but that's fine. I mean,
yeah. Well, there you go. Well, is he dead? There's people that would argue that they don't die at all.
Yeah, you.
We were arguing. That was me and you, Brian, having the argument over clones, right? Like whether or not they start as babies or do they clone? What do you think? Do you think like when they make a clone if they were to clone you? Would it be a clone of you right now? Boom, boom, looking just like you in the jacket, or would it be you as a baby?
No, it's a baby, bro. It's him as a baby. They gotta grow. They gotta grow him. Yeah, because It's not a replication. It's a DNA replication. That's what
Not
it
how
is.
it worked in Multiplicity with Michael Keaton.
Exactly. In all those movies, they come out the age that they are, and we looked it up, and they
Dude,
said at the age of the donor.
No, it's just because it takes too long in the movie. They would have to skip through all that stuff. It'd be a long montage scene. That's why they do it in the movies.
You have
it's
to have
montage
them clones
scenes.
ready to go. You have to have the clones ready
They
to go.
They have to grow them, dude. Have you ever seen? Okay,
I disagree.
Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. They have to grow them.
If that was the way they did it, then it would take forever. They'd have to wait 20, 30 years for this person to look the same as that person again. The clones would be useless. No one would believe it. For a clone to be useful, they have to be able to clone you now, take you the way you are, and put a clone in your place.
All right, we're going right to the FDA.
That's how it always is.
Hold on, we're going right to the FDA, and it has cloning stuff on here.
I'm just saying, what's the use of a clone then if it comes out as a baby? Oh, don't worry. In 40 years, we'll say that this chick never died, that Hillary didn't die. When the baby's 43, we'll have it come out.
When clones are born, they're the same age as their donors and don't live long. Clones are born the same way as other newborn animals as babies. No one really knows what causes aging in mammals, but most scientists think it has to do with part of the chromosome called the telomere.
That's the technology they want you to think they have, dog. Come on, how dare you go to that after we say all the time we don't believe none of that, and now you want to use that to defend. I'm just saying, let's use our common sense. Common sense is, what the fuck is the use of a clone if I have to wait for it to grow to the age of the person that we cloned?
Well, no, they can speed it up, bro. They put them in the microwave and it zips them up a couple of years real fast. You know,
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, so you think
the micro radiation is the key to the future, is what I think.
So you're saying on the same. So what you're both telling me is, you
hold on. Can we let Bridgestone elaborate on the profound thought of radiation is the future? That's what I want to hear. Thank you.
I'm a bad influence. I got him here smoking cigarettes. You could tell he doesn't smoke cigarettes.
Look, he looks distinct, but as soon as he started smoking the cigarette, he immediately became more intelligent. Yeah, and I wanted to listen to what he had to say. So let's
see what you got to say.
So the biggest problem in society today is the decomposition of the family structure. Why does that happen? People get bored of each other. They're expected to be monogamous. So if you believe in the conspiracy, the global warming, all that shit, what you really want to happen is the ozone layer to melt, letting in more radiation, mutating people into X-Men type things, because you'll have women that become shapeshifters, specifically shapeshifters. So you don't have to cheat if she comes home every day as a different woman.
Well, that's what wigs are for.
It'll keep the family together, and you guys can fucking shoot webs and claw at each other all fucking day. Who cares? You'll be happy together.
I've never heard so many topics. You just put like those topics the way Petey eats food. He just puts it all together, mushes it all up, makes a disgusting lump of nothing so that there's no flavor at all. I don't think Petey knows what a flavor is, for one thing, because he just and that's what you just did. Your theory has no flavor, and it was just a bunch of shit piled up. You just took everything and mashed it all together. You sounded like the white version of that dude in Living Color that used to be in prison, and he used to like drop science, but everything he said was stupid.
I saw Brian laughing. I don't know.
I thought it was well crafted. Well crafted babble.
Okay, repeat it.
Well crafted babble.
Melt the ozone layer.
Oh shit!
With radiation and not recycling.
That I will be a believer.
And not recycling, so that it could decompose mutate, turn people into X-Men, and have shape-shifting women, and no one will cheat anymore.
So
keep the family together. It's gonna take 100 years for this to happen.
So wait a minute. So by that theory, you think that the way they broke up the family was by what? Just bringing whores into the pictures?
No, monogamy.
Monogamy's what broke up the family. No, monogamy's not what broke up the family, dude. Monogamy broke up my family. Broke up your family. That's what broke up my family.
Because I was monogamous. I should have cheated and lied about it. We would have been together still.
Well, I did cheat, but I should have lied about it.
Is cheating? This is like if a tree falls in the woods. Is cheating and lying that bad if it does keep your family together? And
I mean, listen, the truth of the matter is men lie for women.
Yeah.
That's the reason why men lie. It's because women tend to think if a man sleeps with another woman that they lose love for them. That has nothing to, for men, it has nothing to do with love. It's more like just conquering. But I'm just saying it doesn't.
Like the moon.
Still does love you, and he doesn't want to break up the relationship. So he still does love you. So he lies about it so that you're not upset. He's doing it so that you can be happy. Because at the end of the day, that's all men want, is to make you happy.
It's very noble. It's very very noble of you, friend.
Men are happy. Because if women wanted men to be happy, they wouldn't be up there. Listen, men want women to be happy. That's just the truth. Because when their woman's happy, they can relax and chill, But women don't care if men are happy, because if women cared if men were happy, there wouldn't even be a term called cheating.
Happy wife, happy life.
There wouldn't be, and that's not true though. Do you want to know that stats say differently? The stats.
The more you do,
you could look them up. You could know. Happy wife, happy life is not true. That's not true. Happy man, happy everybody. That's the truth. And that's what the statistics show, is that when the man is happy, everybody is happy. Everybody's taken care of and everybody is happy. And that's the truth.
Do you know the United States is in the
and what stats? I don't
bottom,
know, but
this is legit. We're in the
I've heard it broken down.
The bottom third of people, the people are happy. The top one are all like the Norse countries, like Switzerland, Sweden, or this. But
I've never been there. It's because it's just a bunch of white people around a bunch of white people, bro. That's why they're happy.
Just saying.
That's why they're happy. It's just
please know Brian Licata's opinions are not that.
It's not my opinion. I don't live there. I'm saying that's why they like it up there. They're secluded from everybody.
We don't know if they like it up there. Do you know if they like it up there? If they like this so much, why do they always come out here?
I thought everyone was in France was white until I saw French rappers coming out. That's when it all dawned on me. But anyway, we're in the bottom third. I just wanted to share that.
I mean, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm a happy dude. I want to give a shout out to Bob Levy, who put me on Levy Land. If you want to check out Levy Land, I was on that episode yesterday. It was fucking awesome, man. I want to give him a shout out. And one of the things he mentioned about me was that I'm happy. He said, you need to bring Gary on the road with you. He's a happy dude. He's always cool. Hey, I roll, man. I'm a happy dude. I'm angry. I'm an angry dude, but I'm happy.
You're no longer the angry young man. You're the angry.
I'm the angry old man now.
Middle-aged,
it's a little more acceptable when you get older.
It's justified.
I've been listening to a lot of 50s in my car lately. I've been driving around just listening to fucking 50s music, yo. Cooling like my pops back in the day.
Solid gold.
I was geeking on like some old jazz women, like Etta James and shit.
He was talking to jazz shit, man. I was listening to a lot of what's his name? The fucking white dude.
What's the name of the white dude?
The one who did Bono. I've been listening to some Elvis. He pops up on there,
Yeah, I fucks with
but the oldie shit is the shit. I'm sorry, man. So
I was Elvis for Halloween. Gary saw me. I was I dressed up as Elvis for Halloween. Clearly old Elvis. Gary sees me and he's like, what the fuck? You evil Knievel? Like, not even trying to make a joke. Everyone falls out because he wasn't even trying to roast me. And then Buddha said I look like the tassels hanging there. Said I look like a polio string cheese.
Yo, he looked like Elvis. He looked like Elvis during the when he died in the toilet.
Yeah.
Like that day. That's what he looked like. But yo, I told you, we spoke about the fucking Elvis impersonator at the show I did, how he was fucking horrible.
Oh, no good.
Oh my God, dude, his hair started all the way back here.
Can't have that.
It was fucking horrible. And then he looked like Elvis, like if Elvis had my hairdo. That's what he looked like. Fucking, it was horrible. And then he didn't sound anything like Elvis. Like when he spoke between the songs, he was just like, everybody was looking around like, what the fuck did he just say? And then he'd do the music and it was like, I don't think he got the rights to do it because he was doing like covers of other people's songs as a bad Elvis. It was fucking horrible.
Doing like Motown Philly.
Yeah, it was horrible, dog. It was horrible.
Well, we've come to the end of the road. I can see Elvis singing that.
Yeah, he could definitely do that.
He would have fucking.
Yo, let me ask you a question because are you able to separate? I'm gonna ask you the $1 million question right now. Are you able to separate the artist from the art?
I have a problem watching the Cosby Show for some reason. It's just too distracting. I fucks with Braveheart all day, even with or without Mel Gibson yelling about Jews. I don't know. I'm just too good of a movie.
How about the Patriot? Also, same feeling about the Patriot.
It just gets distracting, and once you're distracted, it's like, I don't know. So depends on what they did, you know.
So what if Hitler wrote "I Believe I Can Fly"?
Hold on, give me a second. Would I want to see that?
Would you want to listen to?
Like the song? if he wrote.
Forget R. Kelly.
Yeah. Like forget R. Kelly. What if Hitler's only hit was "I Believe I Can Fly"?
I'm confused on 9 levels right now. Would I still like the song?
Would you still like the song, or would you be like, nah, I can't live?
The only thing I would think about is the beginning of Space Jam, and I would just focus on that. And fucking,
you'd still be able to listen to the song. Like, what if as a kid, like, you loved the song because your parents told you never to listen to the song, and then like some even kid turned you on to it one day watching Space Jam in his house, and after that, like it hit you, it motivated you through your life. You know, every time you just believed you could fly. And
all you think about is Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny.
Once you got older, you found out that the writer of that song was Hitler.
The closest I could give you is that I really love the song. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. Ace of Base.
What if that
turned out to be mad like neo-Nazi Jew haters?
Now what if that was the B-side? What if that was the B-side of he wrote both those songs? So now he didn't just write "I Saw the Signs," but on top of that, he also wrote "I Believe I Could Fly."
I would have to acknowledge that the songs are still quality songs, despite that Hitler was behind them.
But here's the thing: if he wrote "I Believe I Can Fly," do you think he would have did what he did? Probably not.
It could have come from a false place, you know?
Probably not. And I actually had the conversation that we had not too long ago about those motherfuckers who be painting with their feet, and how I get upset because like they could paint with their feet, you know, like masterpieces, and then I asked if they had their hands, do you think they would still be a great painter? Or is it just like they're really good with their feet? And someone said they don't think. Right away they said, nope, I don't think they would be a great painter with their hands. I said, why not? They said because all they have to do when it comes to painting with their feet, that's what they're focusing on, man. They have nothing else to do with their life. They have no arms. So that's all they're doing all day is mastering this craft.
Hold on, I'm stuck on something you said. Could they have come up with it? I don't know the definitive answer one way or the other, but let's assume Michael Jackson did touch those kids. Now he's also putting out songs like Heal the World and all these beautiful songs about children. Yeah. So he's doing the fucking evil, but he's writing beautiful.
Separate. Listen, if I like the artist, I could easily seprate it if I like the artist.
Your question was, could Hitler have written "I Believe I Could Fly"? I'm saying if Michael Jackson
his question
write beautiful songs about them, then why couldn't Hitler write something about seeing the sign?
Stop banging that. Sounds very bad when people are listening back on this. They're like, why the fuck did you do this?
Sorry, you start talking Hitler, you get all fucking fired up, man.
These are the questions questions you need to ask. Instead of standing like, you know, Crowder, he goes down to the colleges and he says there's only two whatchamacallits, what do they say? The fucking
races, genders.
No. Two people identify as shit. What is it called?
Genders.
Genders. He'll go down to like a college and put there's only two genders, change my mind. He should go down there and put, what if Hitler wrote, I believe I can fly? Would you still like the song?
I mean, I think you might get kicked off of a campus if you write Hitler on anything in a college campus.
What if Adolf wrote, I believe I can fly?
You could just draw the symbol. Maybe that would work.
No, that's worse. That you can't do at all.
You can't ask an objective question about Hitler. They'll just see.
No, you could ask.
I don't think you could have it on a sign, though.
Why not? That's how you understand what's being said. You can't just say Hitler. Then that might be some problems. But if you say, what if Hitler wrote, I believe I can fly? Would you be able to separate the man from the music? I fucked his head up. Look, I fucked his head up, son. He didn't expect that.
I'm not giving you credit for my fucked up head. My head came in fucked
well, let me tell you this. I didn't help it.
No.
I definitely didn't help that head. It's a vein that's bulging now. I feel like there's some.
I see one.
And his head explodes just because he really likes that song.
I mean, Hitler and Michael Jackson both get me fired up. I'm not gonna lie.
Hitler and Michael Jackson.
I want to see.
Are they your two favorite artists
at resorts? I'm thinking about.
What does that have to do with it?
That's why the veins popping, man.
I don't think. Look, if it makes you feel better, I don't think Michael Jackson touched anybody.
But
I don't think he did. And I mean, it's like fucking Dave Chappelle said. If he did, it's fucking Michael Jackson.
If he didn't, then those kids that took money from him are fucking douchebags.
Well, their parents are.
Right.
You know, you do what you gotta do to make mommy and daddy happy, because they cook for you and clean and
they just saw payday.
That's what I think. I mean, that's my personal belief.
I could see doing that to Michael if I was on.
Because you know it is. But here's the thing:
throw a little accusation out there for 30 grand.
Because here's the thing: like everyone says, oh well, he was hanging out with little kids or whatever. He was never a kid. This isn't a normal human being. When he was like fucking 11 years old, he had millions of. He couldn't even go across the street to get a fucking bazooka.
Yeah, at like 7.
We're sleeping in the bed.
At like 7.
That's a little extra.
Oh yeah, they were banging bitches in the bed with him, man. He grew up fucked up, and people take.
No, I'm saying grown-up Michael had kids.
Oh, sleeping in the bed. I don't think he did anything. I think they were all wearing onesie pajamas.
Do you think they were in there though, man?
Were they in the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they
all
were
right then.
Like,
all right.
Like
yeah, all right then. Nah,
I think they were all in the bed, like a million of them.
It doesn't matter, bro. If it's not your kid, listen, man. When I was a kid,
if it's not your kid, well, here's the better question: why did he have all these kids in the bed?
I know.
Where were their parents? Come on, man. I just don't think he did. I don't know. Put it that way. And he's dead now. So we'll never really know.
Yeah, why would you let your kid just sleep over there? Seems like a setup.
It seems like he's setting someone up.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I'm not saying he wasn't inappropriate. I'm just saying I don't think he realized how inappropriate he was because he was in his mind repressed in certain ways. But then again, I don't know, because he was really smart when it came to music, which is probably what got him killed.
How'd that get him killed?
Because he was about to leave Sony Music owning half of Sony. Because he bought all the fucking masters of all their fucking music. And he bragged about it.
Wasn't he like sleeping on
he bragged about
helium for years also or some shit?
Well, he was murdered, right?
There was the doctor. The doctor gave him too much.
The doctor went to jail for his murder. People don't realize that,
right? Not first degree.
I'm not exactly sure. I guess I don't have to be there on this show,
Arnie
right?
Klein. Arnie Klein. That was a guy's name, Arnold Klein.
Yeah, but what did they give him?
Yo, bro, they said that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You look like my brain feels right now.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
not alone.
This Klein was he. They said he could have been Michael Jackson's father, biological father. He claimed to be a sperm donor. Maybe this isn't the right. This isn't the right guy. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No.
For a
No.
second, I thought you meant his doctor turned out to be his dad. I was like,
Yeah, I was
wouldn't
like,
that
what
have
the
been on
Yeah.
the
fuck are you
news,
talking
bro?
about?
All right, this guy, Arnold Klein, infancy of the AIDS epidemic. Klein became one of the first doctors in LA to diagnose a case of Kaposi's something or other, which I guess is like a onset of AIDS. He also worked closely with pop musician Michael Jackson, diagnosing him with lupus and supplying him with over 200 shots of Demerol, aiding his addiction starting in the mid 80s. Klein served as the dermatologist for Michael Jackson. Following Jackson's death, Klein claimed to be a sperm donor, but stated that he did not believe he was the biological father of Jackson's children. However, Klein had multiple health problems, such as
Wait a minute.
wait of
Oh,
Jackson.
no. Michael Jackson's kids.
Right.
You're talking about Michael Jackson's kids.
Oh, I didn't even know he
Yeah, I was
had
about to
kids.
say, what are you talking about sperm donor? Michael Jackson, the 50s, they were doing that shit.
He doesn't
No.
think he isn't. He says, I don't believe I am.
Well, he says he doesn't believe he is, but he says he was one of the donors.
Hmm.
Because they're saying Michael Jackson had donors, that they weren't really his kids,
Well, okay.
which isn't so hard to believe.
But weren't we specific? Oh, we wanted to know if he was charged with manslaughter or
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
question.
yeah. I'm trying to find.
Now I have a new question. I wonder what he would identify as with all this new stuff. If Michael Jackson was around now, do you think he would still identify?
That's the fucking king of pop, dude.
Yeah, he'd be like, that's it, the king of pop, right? I identify
the
as
king and queen of pop.
the king. I am the king and queen of
the
pop.
royalty. Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought Prince won.
Yeah, he got charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter.
I know a girl in LA that worked for Prince, and he started calling her like 3 a.m. with like whacked out ideas. And at first she thought it was great, but then like she worked for him for like 2 years and was just like, it just got fucking annoying. It was just like, you can't get Prince off the phone. It's Prince, you know, you're gonna be like, Prince, I gotta go.
I noticed something right now. I noticed that your mustache, right?
Man.
It comes down and curves like this. Did you do that purposely? Or is it that just stays dark like that and makes that look? Like it looks like you could get rid of all this and you'd still have like, you know, those
It's almost
chops.
like handlebars. He almost has handlebars
Yeah,
going on.
But
they go in different directions. I was noticing that. I just thought it was something fuzzy with the screen, but that's actually how it looks.
Do you cut your own beard?
Can we talk about Prince? Prince being a weirdo, not me. Just telling him about Prince. You want to get some weirdo stories about me? Let's go. I was trying to say Prince.
You know, Matt was once in a porn.
But yeah, it was a box cover star.
He was on the box cover. But you were in it. You were in it.
This comes up on every podcast.
Because it's one of the most interesting things.
What was the name of it?
They're the same thing. You're shaking the mic.
What was the name of it?
Reality Sucks from VCA. You could Google it probably and find me on the box cover. I did some terrible like Tony Clifton ripoff fucking character, and Dave Cyrus was in it, who's now working with Judd Apatow and fucking yeah.
Oh, were there any famous porn stars in it?
Very. Yeah, award winner. There he is.
Oh, there it is.
I'm the cheesy one.
He's the one up on top. Yeah. There goes Matt.
This is you?
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's you, Matt. Bridgestone?
Yeah. She won like best newcomer or something.
Best newcomer.
The guy in the side, Salmonella. That's Joe Conti. I was really mad because it was supposed to say Chef Voyardee, and they changed it, and I was just like, "Who the?" I was so mad. I was just like looking back, pick your battles.
Yeah, you got to pick your battles. I did the same thing when I got into the first episode. We got into the first issue of Vibe magazine, and we took the photos. And the picture they used of me was like they used my bust. It was like my neck, and I was like looking like this.
Look at the kind of face. He's not listening to a word you're saying.
No, he never listens to me. I was talking to you.
It's the game show.
He's into the fucking reality.
Yeah, he's watching the movie right now. And that's all you can show.
Oh, dude.
EG is in them. Look him up. Big time guy. Borderline Hall of Fame. He only got 70% of the vote.
That's it. I can't show you anything else.
All the way on the right, not the fake mustache. He was the director, who I believe was on crystal meth that day.
How come we don't put that up as one of your you know, when they bring you up on stage, how come they ain't one of your credits?
He's a forward producer for VCA Hustler.
That ain't one of your credits.
If you ever host a show,
it's a credit.
Was that a paid gig, Bridgestone?
Larry Flint.
What was your name in that again?
Porny Van Horny. I had a cousin, Keith Van Horny. Kyle was Yankee Doodle. And Dave was Charles Dickens.
Brian, what would be your porn name?
Think on that, but I will say the movie I made is like the quintessential
the great string bean.
Fast forward. Yeah. It was a total fast forward fest.
The Great String Bean. That would be my title. That's what I would be known as. The Great String Bean.
The Great String Bean. No one will watch it for him.
The Jolly Green Cock.
I don't know what
the Jolly Green Giant Penis. Yeah. That was a summer when I was 25.
I'd be Gary the Gaper.
I knew this was a mistake.
Aren't you glad you came on? And you asked for this too.
Nah.
You said, how come I haven't been on? I didn't even realize you weren't on the show. I didn't even realize that. I thought I had you on a long time ago.
You talked about it at the beginning, and then you got Chong, and it was over. Then you were just off to the races.
Well, no, we had Mike on after Chong. That should have told you he was still taking anybody. I should have told you we still fucking with anybody who wants to fuck with
If I didn't do this, would you have had a guest tonight, or you just go?
Nah, we would have just went.
Yeah, what was I?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, you think I should bring PD on? PD is now officially the only one other than Brian who wouldn't be on the podcast. But PD's the only one that I haven't brought on. Do you think I should bring him on? I would bring him on. I would bring because he's just not interesting. What am I going to bring him on here for? I know what I've done today. I don't need him to tell me in a different way. I don't need him to tell me my life in a boring way.
Brian and Gary are having this Cold War.
It's not a Cold War at all, man. I just told him to stop. I have no beef with him at all. He has beef with me. Wow. He's mad that I told him to stop, but just stop. Just stop. I don't care.
Is he mad that he told you to stop, or he's mad that an accusation was made? What is he mad about?
This is the stuff JoJo and Scotty love. What if we have like in-house drama?
I don't know what it is, but I know I ain't got no drama.
You're the no drama llama.
I'm the no drama llama, man. I know I ain't got no drama, man.
You got a mug to prove it too.
Yeah, big up also to JoJo, man. He was in the hospital last night. That's
was he?
Why yeah, I think he thought he was having a heart attack or something crazy. I haven't found out exactly what it was.
But big up to him.
He's healthy. He's back. He didn't check out. He told me I thought I was going to check out. I said, "How you faggot? Stop being a little pussy, right?" He's like, when they did the MRI, I said, if I had $1 for every MRI that I ever had to take, man, I could have bought like 4 8 balls.
And what about PD being on the podcast?
I just think that, I don't know if it would be good for him. You know, I feel
Would
like
you have
because
him?
it's going to turn. I want him on because he disagrees with every single way I think, and I would love to have someone on that disagrees with the way I feel about things. I don't want people thinking I only bring people on that agree with me, even though you probably don't agree with me. You know, during the whole COVID shit, you wouldn't visit me. You didn't want me over the house. You guys were doing your own thing. You shaved your head, and when
I was in a weird predicament because I was living with people. So, and Mike gets, sick, and Sandra had some other shit. So
and they still get sick.
I had to respect,
They
that.
still get sick.
If I was single, shit, I'd have been at 7-Eleven every day.
I didn't give a fuck. I was on my bike riding through the streets with no hands and my headphones on because there were no cars on the road. And I was just like,
He got so mad at me in the middle of the pandemic because like my car broke down at like the bad 7-Eleven, and he was just like, "You're fucking out here over this way during COVID. You can bring that shit into the house."
People were bugging. People were straight up bugging. And speaking about that, the World Economic Forum, is that what it's called? What's it called? The World Economic Forum. They're the ones who, before COVID hit, they actually did a test run. They did a scenario of a COVID outbreak and what would happen, exactly to the T as to what they did with COVID. Now they're doing a test run, in case anyone's interested, on something dealing with the computers. A computer thing where like all the computers get wiped.
Well, I mean, think about it, bro. I mean, all the banking stuff, every piece of data and information is no longer
they say
printed.
It's the next thing for the Great Reset, because once it all gets wiped, then it'll be like, okay, you know what? Relax. We're going to reset everybody and change the way the money's done so that this can't happen again. And then, they're going to give everybody a certain amount of money.
And that's it.
And this is the new thing. And everyone's going to take it because they'll be able to take that fake money, which we're already used to using anyway, credit cards and all that shit. People don't use real money. I do. I prefer cash.
Yeah. Everything's cash here in San Francisco, man.
I prefer cash, man. I do. I prefer cash.
Why? Why is it like that in San Francisco?
I think because the taxes are so high. So, all the stores offer cash discounts on all your purchases. There's like little signs at all the grocery stores and restaurants and stuff like that.
Because they want cash.
To hide from
the government. You haven't even taken
off
your jacket.
I'm comfy.
Yeah, come to my house. You don't even take off your jacket. You don't even get comfortable.
If I don't
think it looks better. You got the AC joke straight over here.
He thinks it's slimming.
You know what I told Bob Levy yesterday on his podcast? I feel bad the more I think about it because I watched the podcast today, right? And he showed me so much love. Like, it was incredible how much love this man showed me. And for me, it's like, wow, I'm looking back and I'm honored by it. But the first thing out my mouth was, Bob, you're the first person I ever saw who has a full head of hair and is bald all at the same time.
He's going after fucking people's facial hair and heads today hard.
That's a really good joke about Bob Levy, by the way.
Yo, dude,
it's true.
Bob was crying, right? And he's like, fuck you. And then everybody starts writing, yo, Bob, your hair this year. And he goes, fuck you. No one even noticed until Gary said something. Plus, it's like green. He went to some new chick, fucked up his hair. It's like green.
The best Levy joke was at mine and Zach's 40th birthday roast at Anthem. Esco had the fucking line of the night. He was like, Bob, man, you're like so cool, like Elvis cool, man. Like you're a lot like Elvis, like he's like that leg that just started fucking shaking it. Oh my God.
That's how I knew. I credit Bob Levy for making me feel like a real comedian. When he came back after the operation and I was just sitting there and everybody's asking him how he felt and are you okay and this and that. And I'm just sitting there ripping him. I'm like, you fucking pussy. Even yesterday, he started talking about the accident. I said to him, how long ago was that accident? And he said something like 10 years or so like that. I go, how long are you going to milk this shit for, motherfucker? Like that shit? Come on, man.
What was it a car accident he got in? Like a bad car accident? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah, he's in a bad car. They had to give him a new neck. Whatever. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. He's the dog. Big up, fucking Bob Levy, man. Bob Levy's the shit, you know. And I was looking over here.
Yeah, bro. What was that?
I'm tripping again, dude.
I figured, dude. I figured.
Seeing the aliens are running around behind me right now, dude. Just to keep it real, the aliens are running around. I just saw like 3 shadows just run behind me just now. You saw that, right? It stopped me mid-sentence.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, we all saw it.
My favorite.
Did you see it?
Yeah, we saw it.
I was gonna say my favorite 2 lines Bob Levy had on me all time. One time he said the last person to fuck Matt Bridgestone was God. And then he said,
it's pretty funny.
Matt Bridgestone fucks all the comedians he books, but he never books any women.
That is fucking great.
I mean, gut laugh. That was one of the
best
table pounders.
This is talking about Bob Levy. The best joke, Bob Levy. We were doing a show, me, him, and Matt, somewhere in fucking Jersey, I think. I forgot where it was, but we were out there barking, trying to get people in. And I went out there to thank people for coming. It was a line. So I go out there to thank people. And one dude was so burnt. Yo, dude, like,
sunburnt?
It was painful. Yeah, it was summer. It was pain, and he was big, a big dude. It was painful to look at it. That's how burnt he was. I was thanking people. I'm like, thanks for coming. Then I saw him, I said, oh shit, like that. And he started laughing. I'm like, dude, it looks like it hurts when you laugh. And he said it does. I didn't even touch him or nothing. The dude was completely red. He goes into this. Bob Levy sees him and goes, look at this fucking guy over here. Goes, what are you, Irish? And the guy goes, no. He goes, really? You have the untanning ability of one? And then he goes, look at you. You're so fucking red. You look like a dog's dick. He said he looks like a dog's dick, dog. Oh, my God. That shit was hysterical. That poor man. That shit.
Yeah, sunburn like that's gotta hurt. I don't really get burnt. Definitely not like that.
When I was on tour with SSL, we didn't want to get a hotel room one night, so we slept on the beach. And when I woke up, it was like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Oh,
we were getting fucked up. And I fell asleep with my jacket. I had no shirt on, but I had on a jacket, right? So the jacket was open, and I had my hand like this on my chest. And when I woke up, I had this red burn just right down the middle of my chest with my fingers. You can see my fingers like this across my chest.
What beach? Where were you guys at?
I have no fucking idea, dude. This is 1990.
State? Any rough state?
No. 1991. I don't remember where the fuck we went. The only thing I remember out of that was Albany, because we had the riot in Albany. So that's the only thing I remember is Albany. Other than that, and I remember Buffalo, because that's where I hit the wild turkey. But other than
bowling? What are you talking about?
Buffalo.
What's a wild turkey? Alcohol?
No, a wild turkey. A fucking huge wild turkey flew into the windshield of the fucking van.
I didn't know if you were drinking fucking whiskey, bowl the 3 strikes in a row at bowling. The last thing that I thought that you literally did was hit a wild turkey.
Like a wild turkey.
It's like
in cruise control.
I'm sure that was an expression for something else.
In cruise control, doing 65 miles an hour in cruise control. Didn't even try to apply the brakes.
Like Miracle on the Hudson on your fucking car.
1,000,001 chance that my he committed suicide. I'm convinced of that.
The turkey?
Yeah. Just like the dude, some dude committed suicide on AC Expressway last week.
Happens a lot with that train line, man. The trains too.
No, he just hopped over the wall over there at the rest stop and ran into a Mercedes. We talked about this on my podcast. Were you there?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I was there. I remember.
Motherfucker don't remember shit we talk about, man.
Dude, there's so many hours that we've talked.
It was last week. It was last week. This was it should have been a traumatic thing for me. Luckily for you, Luckily for you.
Well, you didn't see it, did you? You didn't see it, right?
Well, I saw when they was shaking him in the bag. Remember, I told you they was shaking him in the bag because supposedly he got split.
Oh yeah, then they found the foot.
And then they found, I don't know if the foot was in the shoe, but they did find the shoes. The guy was like, yo, he had the bag up and I saw the shoes and they came from all the way over there. So they must have flew the fuck up.
If Gary never did drugs, he'd be bigger than Elon Musk. I'm convinced. It's fucking
bigger what? Like taller?
The shit that he could remember. Dick. No, I'm saying you could the memory you have having done.
Well, my memory's weird. Mm-hmm. It's very weird. I can remember like conversations almost word for word. Like if it's a deep conversation that we have, I could bring it back and remember what you said and what I said.
That's
almost
crazy.
Word for word.
That's a gift.
I cannot remember names.
You can. You got to do like
I have to hear it.
Mnemonic device.
Nah, I mean, like when I first listen, a person will tell me their name right there. We'll say 5 more words and I'll say, what's your name again? Faces, I always remember faces. I'll be like, I know you, and then I'll figure out where I know you from. But names, I'm horrible with names.
You know why?
Conversations I remember.
There's a reason comics are horrible with names.
Why?
Our instinct is we're thinking and we are thinking of like what to say rather than, hearing the first things that people are saying to us. So it goes over our head. It's common with comedians.
Yeah, but then how do you say that I'm able to remember conversations?
Oh no, you pay attention, you get it, but you're just on the offensive as far as conversationally. You're not offensive.
The truth is, nowadays when I meet somebody, I'm trying to remember their name. Mm-hmm. Literally trying to remember their name.
Try little tricks, like
try a little tenderness. That's another thing too, like music. But now you talk music. The other day I put on like some Lionel Richie shit. This is stuff I haven't heard 30 years. I haven't heard this shit 25, 30 years. And the minute it came on, I remember every single lyric.
Tony Bennett could still do his own concert. Music is more burned into the...
Isn't that crazy how it just stays there, though? Like, I remembered every lyric on these songs.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard them in years.
Emotion is what ties to memory. So songs are emotional. So that's why, you remember traumatic things from your childhood or whatnot. It's all tied into that.
Well, sad songs, they say so much. So turn them on.
But that's why I also
turn them on.
Trick.
Turn on those sad songs.
With people's names could help. I'll give you an example. I met this cop and I wanted to do a fundraiser with him. And I remember he was Officer Newell, Newell. So I just pictured like
but that's
water
because
well, and then pictured it was like brand new. So just in my head,
don't come at me with all those autistic-y ways you do things. Autism. It is because you got the autism thing, so that's how your brain works.
This is something that I read in a book about memory. I'm not saying I'm not a space cadet, but
no, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that clicks with you. I saw this dude about that memory shit. He had like 30 people come in with the craziest names in the world, all just random names. And they came in, introduced themselves once, and when they walked out, he said bye to them by name in different order. And remembered all their names. And they were like, how do you do it? And he says, well, I take the name. And then it reminded me of something in my room. And I placed that on the room. And I have to remember all that shit. How am I going to fucking remember the name? And he did that with 30 people in a heartbeat. Yeah. He said, hello, what's your name? Nice to meet you. Boom. And remembered all their names.
When you get good at it, what happens is it becomes more of a picture than actually remembering the name. So you just see this like... thing in front of you that you can point out. It's
you want to know how I know that's like autism-y shit? You never looked more autistic than you did just now when you were trying to explain that.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
And you were like, you just like, look.
I'm realizing how autistic I am doing this podcast. I'm like,
I know he's like butterfly. I'll tell you, one of my third basemen, autistic kid, man, he was the greatest kid until a butterfly came by. Butterfly came by, he would just leave. He would just leave.
Butterfly.
Yeah.
You follow it?
And he was a great third baseman. When no butterfly was around, that motherfucker ball couldn't get past him. If they would have made the ball look like a butterfly, we probably would have won that game.
I'm the other team. I'm bringing like butterflies to the game.
If they were smart, that's what they should have did. All's fair in love and war.
And Little League Baseball.
I was hardcore. I would not be able to coach now.
No.
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 I'm an old school coach. Them kids still remember who I am. They still have nightmares. You know what I'm saying? They still have fucking nightmares. They remember the G-Man.
Coach G.
The only time I ever coached, it was in my camp that I went to, which was mostly black and Spanish. And I coached a mostly black soccer team of 9-year-olds against this white team in Pennsylvania. And we were all practicing and pumped up and playing Eye of the Tiger every day. And these kids couldn't wait to get in there. And we lost 11-0. It was,
you know how close you could have been.
I didn't even play soccer.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
You learn.
So what? You learn. Do you know how close you were to having a movie made about you? First all black soccer team in camp, whatever. It's probably some Jewish camp because you're Jewish, right? First all black.
It was a Jewish camp with
autism. They all have autism too. Like I knew you were gonna say you lost. I knew you were gonna say that. I'm looking at you. I'm like, he lost.
But these other kids have been playing since they were like.
They gave you black kids to play against white kids. You should have won. I'm sorry, you should have won. I would have taught them how the game is played, and then they would have won. That's simple. I wouldn't even have to teach them anything else after that. I would have just said, "This is the rules of the game," and they would have been like, "Oh, word, Coach G, yeah." So I can't use my hands. No, them motherfuckers would have been. Fucking throwing that shit.
At least both of you made an impact.
Yeah, he taught them how to be losers. You know,
it takes years of practice.
The kids that I had under my wing are probably fucking CEOs right now. Okay, real champions, man. Never forget, man. The girls on my team were even better than the boys as far as heart goes. And some of them even like this one girl. She was the best bat we had. From the Bronx. And then she knocked this little Chino's fucking chiclets out his mouth, knocked his teeth out. He was pitching and she line drived right back into his teeth. Blah! Them shits went flying. Everybody was in shock and I'm yelling, run. I was that coach. And then I'm arguing that they're going into ground rule double. I go, it's a ground rule double. It's a live fucking ball. Nobody went to grab the ball. You got to grab the ball to say timeout. You know what I'm saying? You grab the ball, call timeout, then attend to the fucking kid. It's just teeth. And they were in my teeth, so I wasn't really worried about it. I want to give that kid a lot of props, though. He came back to pitch.
Same game?
No, of course not. He was out, dude. They had to put new teeth in his mouth. But I'm saying he came back to pitch that year.
He got back on the mound.
Yeah. I got my hit in the mouth with a ball, so I know what happened there. But she laid him out. Like, his whole body went flat. You could have put a hula hoop across him before he hit the floor. Crazy.
Oh, like he went.
But he came back. She was never the same. Yeah, he went like that.
Messed her up. She felt
she
bad.
Was never the same. He came back to pitch just as horribly as he pitched that day. I'm surprised more people didn't hit him in the face. He was such a terrible pitcher. But she was never the same. After that, her bat just went quiet. I was so upset. I kept telling her, it's not your fault that the kid can't fucking react.
You should have caught it.
You should have caught it. My son pitched. Every line drive that came back, thank God he caught it.
I think the worst sports moment of my life. I have so many.
I feel like you have a lot of bad sports moments. Were you even in sports?
The first.
I feel like he's gonna say sports moments, but they're not like real sports.
No. The first.
Maybe like the first time, in hula hoop.
The first really bad moment was, I think I was 5 at the Seaview Pool Club. We were playing kickball.
Kickball.
And I just got into some zone where I had pulled my own shirt over my head and
started beating yourself,
spinning around in circles.
This is before they knew you was autistic, right?
It's before they had a word for it. They knew what he was. They just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah. So live ball right to me. Should have made the play if the shirt wasn't over my head spinning in a circle.
Oh God, I would have hated you on my team.
Intro to bad sports moments.
I would have hated going to. I'd been yelling at you all the time.
So I
kind of do that now.
This is one of my saddest.
He still kind of does that. I'll go into the office. He'll be there with his shirt over his head, spinning around in circles.
This one kid was throwing volleyballs at girls in gym, and I got mad, and I liked this girl, and I took a volleyball, tried to throw it back, but it went into the net and bounced back and hit me in the face. you know,
it's like a Bugs Bunny. It's like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
That's like. Do you remember? You probably don't. You remember the story with Adam Gable the first time he ever got punched in the face? The first fight he ever had, he got punched in the face. He said he got punched in the face, and then he fell back, and his fucking face hit a fucking
double thing.
What Johnny Pumps call with a fucking fire hydrant.
Oh,
He said he got punched in the face, and his face landed on the fire hydrant. Knocked that.
Knocked a tooth out.
That's what intro to punch.
That's what that reminds me of. He went to throw the fucking ball, it hit the net, and hit him back in his face. Did it break your nose?
No, that was in Key West when I was a victim of the knockout game.
At least that's what you hope it was.
I swear.
How do you know it was the knockout game? Did anybody tell you?
The guy yelled something before.
Did he yell knockout game?
No, he was like breakyourface.com. I was like,
oh, that's what he said.
Something. There's definitely someone
you got punched in the face in Key West.
Let's see if we can find that video.
I don't believe that. I've looked for 7 years. If I ever get famous and that video comes out, I'll pay $1 million for it.
Oh my God, I shouldn't be laughing because this is horrible.
Key West?
Fucking sucker, some bullshit fucking sucker just walked by you, yelled out something.com.
Yes.
And then punch you in the face.
From here to here. But I think
this is how dope my job is. This is my boss.
If you've ever seen
and I'm just dying laughing right now.
Sometimes
that is misery.
No, it wasn't misery because I needed a nose job anyway. And
wait, that's a nose job?
Well, listen what happened. I called my mom. She pulled like all the Jew cards and lined up like a plastic surgeon that's been on Oprah or something. That's friends with my cousin David.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And
I don't doubt it. The rest of his family is doing really well.
But are they happy?
But are they happy? They seem happy. I've been in their house. They all seem very happy. Worried. They're a little worried about you, but they all seem very happy.
But
if I was you, I wouldn't be worried. There's a lot of fallback there.
Key West.
You can fall pretty far back.
The month after this happened, the state of Florida basically went bankrupt as a state. But it happened to me in a time frame where they still had a law in place where Florida paid for the whole thing plus like $2,000 for time off that I missed for work.
Did they consider it a hate crime because you're Jewish? Or did they look in your face and they went, nah, we can't understand, so I wanted to punch you in it?
They considered it innocent victims, but I think they all knew what it really was.
Wait a minute, was the person black who punched you?
All I remember was shadow.
He was playing I Believe I Can Fly on the way in.
Young.
Was he? Did he say I believe I
hat wearing, scrawny, muscly white kid? It was like a ghost though.
Oh,
but I believe it
like
was a
white shadow.
Kid, but he must have been holding a brass knuckle or a pipe or something. Because his hand wouldn't have been big enough. I was split like all the way.
Oh,
and then
that's.
Florida paid for the whole thing, and I needed a nose job anyway. So,
yeah, but that's called one the hard way, dog. You don't have to go through all that to get that, man. I mean, it's easier ways to come through it, man. You could have took a fucking, GoFundMe.
I was actually at a bar doing shots. Kid Rock was there, and finally I was there all week.
You think Kid Rock punched you in the face?
Money. You know what? It was. It could have been like Kid Rock's kid.
Kid Rock's kid.
Could have been Kid Rock. It had that vibe. But yeah. And then some girl was like, let's go smoke back at my hot tub. It was like, all right, this is finally something's happening down here in Key West. I was there for like 4 days, nothing. And
this is before or after you broke your nose?
That's right when it happened.
Well, not you didn't break your nose. Someone
got it broken. Yeah, he got it broken.
You got your nose broken.
At the end of the day, it was my fault, right? I should have known karate.
I mean, you didn't like see the kid thinking he was trouble from down the block?
No, total just out of nowhere.
What a piece of shit. What a bunch of fucking piece of shits. I'm sorry that happened to you. Although I'm glad you shared it on the show tonight because it was good for a laugh right now.
It's definitely great for a laugh. Yeah.
But I'm not
And
gonna lie.
I'm just wondering. So you did get the plastic surgery.
Oh, stop. You think
Well,
I
I
just
mean, that's
pocketed the
all.
money and left my face fucked up? Is that the joke? Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, before.
I mean, I don't know what he had to work with.
Yeah, what was it before?
Oh yeah, no, he's like, this is in his like showcase of
best work.
That he shows people. It's best of, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got a tooth that a dentist is pretty proud of. Oh, yeah, he's proud of that shit. He's like, that's my best work. So you're his best work. That nose is his best work. He convinces girls to fucking.
It's a good shape.
I mean, it's a good nose.
It's a good shape.
Nose. You know, it's not the nose's fault. It's on that face. The nose looks fucking good. You know,
no, it's not.
He has to work with the face that is there. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame him for the eyes and mouth.
Yeah, that's a sad part about the nose too. You know,
I never noticed this. This is new though.
You might as well just shave everything underneath that line because your mustache is going like this and going fuck it, and fuck it. So fuck it.
I just haven't really gone out. And
still got a good head coverage.
You know. Yeah.
What made you shave your head again?
Midlife crisis, I guess.
You got to stop that.
No,
man. You got a kid. How many midlife crises? First of all, how old do you think you're gonna get that you keep calling midlife crisis? I had my midlife crisis at 18. I'm already way over. I hate that when the person is 40, they go midlife crisis, or 50 midlife crisis. You think that person's gonna live to 100? What's the chances? Although I gotta say, I think I might fucking make it to like a good late 80s, man. I think I'm gonna make it to that age where I'm gonna want to see if I can make it to 100. Nah, I still won't give a fuck. I don't think I'll give a fuck. But I think I'm gonna go pretty far. Like, I'm just wondering, what do you think? I'm gonna shrivel up in like a couple of years?
You defied. You know, you could be like the LeBron of comedians, man.
Oh, she's not your cat, man. The way you handle your cat, that's not Mama. Mama's the queen here. She just does what she wants to do, right, Mama? She wants to make her appearance. She makes her appearance.
Mama cat.
There you go. She did bite me.
Yeah, she doesn't like that.
And then moon me.
That's what she does.
Rub it in.
Don't worry, cats don't fart.
Is that true?
I don't know. I just say that for the thing all the time. If you the same shit. Remember the first time I said that? We made it a clip where I said cats don't fart. True. I know Mama doesn't.
If you blow smoke in their ears too, you can get them high.
Mama's never farted.
What's that?
If you blow smoke in their ears, you can get them high.
Yeah, that's what this dummy thought for the longest. That if you put smoke into an animal's ears, it got them. That's how they got high.
He thought that?
He thought that for the longest. Episode 1, 2. He thought that shit for the longest. I was like, what did you just say? He's like, yeah, you blow it in their ears. I said, you blow it in their fucking ears? That's just torture. You're just fucking up their ears.
I mean, I don't know.
No,
they have blood vessels, blood receptacles.
It doesn't work.
Vesicles.
You can get cats high though, apparently.
Yeah, you can get any animal high. You blow it into their face where they breathe.
Or make edibles.
Mama's gotten high. She hangs out with me when I smoke. She doesn't like getting high though.
She's more of a drinker.
She actually has drank. She's drank. She's gotten a little tipsy once.
What'd you give her?
I didn't give her anything. She drank my face into my vodka, yeah. And she liked it. It was vodka and 7-Up, and Sprite, and she liked it.
My cat ate my deodorant. I never had a pet in my whole life, Licata. Willow wanted a cat for her birthday, so I got her one, and then read that cats are happier with 2. So now I have 2 cats. First time in my life.
I told you that too. I said if you're gonna get 1, get 2. That I was mad I didn't get 2. I mean, I love Mama, but I wish.
Do you have to do it at the same time?
You gotta kind of do them. I mean, you don't have to, but it's better if you really want them to get along, to get them, not too long far from each other when they come into the house.
And they're not as lonely.
Yeah. Right. No, they're the best. Tell me you don't watch them bugging out, playing with chasing each other, all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I always had 2. This is the first Dolo one that I ever had.
Got it.
It's always good to have 2 because they keep each other company. They run around, they fight, they do all kinds of crazy shit.
And it's not like it's that much.
Smoke a blunt, you watch them bug out. It's fucking great. And if you're gonna smoke a blunt, you know where you should get that weed from? Well, you should get that weed from Apollo Bud in Astoria, Queens, located on Crescent Street and Astoria Boulevard. And you tell them Rated G sent you, and you get a free eighth with your first purchase. Okay,
it's an eighth now. It was a pre-roll before. Now you're giving away
no. It's an eighth. It's an eighth. Yeah, it's an eighth of weed now. First, I'm working for you guys, man. I said a pre-roll. Fuck a pre-roll. Give them an eighth. This way they can go home. They could roll up a couple of blunts with them and their lady, and they could bust out their game board of Triple X Playground. And what is Triple X Playground? You don't know? Only the best adult tool game ever made. Helps with communication. And if you ever thought about getting fist deep in someone you love, that's the way to do it, okay? Bring your cucumber and get yourself triplexplayground.com.
And the following morning, after you want to make up to your lover, your friends, maybe, I don't know, somebody else you had playing in on the game, why don't you go over to enditwasgood.net/shop and pick up a Rated G mug that has Gary's favorite, most adorable quote is, "His ignorance is what makes him adorable." And that is available.
My ignorance that makes me adorable. It's a beautiful mug. Go get it, and it helps to support the podcast, people. And while we're talking about the podcast, also check us out on Patreon and Rumble
not
and
YouTube.
Spotify, because I can guarantee you we will not be on YouTube much longer. Not by choice. I just was realizing that I was trying to cater to not getting taken off, and it affects our conversation. It affects us having a free-flowing conversation and relaxing. You know, last week I wanted to talk all about the Pfizer shit. I couldn't do it because I didn't want to do a podcast that I knew right away was going to get taken down because we had different opinions. So
you couldn't have given me a heads up. You were about to do a bunch of commercials.
No, we just go into them. You didn't even realize that, right? Nah, that was part of the fun. Looking at his face,
I wasn't even paying attention.
Now being lost is what made that one of my best movies. How good the read was, right? Like
perfect.
I did that like nothing, and it was because I saw him looking so bugged out, like what the fuck is going on right now, that I was enjoying it. It made me.
Nah, it was sharp. Like it sounded like it was on, like, you know,
it was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I'm just getting better at it. You know.
We are. Get fist deep with someone you love.
How many mugs have you sold?
A lot, dude.
Tons of them. We don't divulge that stuff.
Tons of them.
Yeah. Right? We don't divulge everything. I know we sold at least 6.
I want to get. I know we do it through the site.
Yeah, you have to do it through. I know we sold 6 because I bought 6 myself. So I know we sold 6.
We got to bring back the G strings, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna start. Yeah, we gotta start getting more stuff up there, man. Are we not entertaining you, Brian? Because honestly, I feel like this is one of the most. I want to thank you, man.
Yeah, it was a great podcast.
Entertaining ones. This is the most fun I've had. I was feeling a little. I was sharing with Brian. I've been feeling a little way about the last 2 podcasts. I felt like I was a little dull, a little like, I don't know. Especially the last one we did, because I was definitely trying not to talk about shit.
You're censoring yourself, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said fuck it. You know, we've been fuck it all the time from the very jump. You know. I mean, we said fuck it when we dropped them as our sponsor. You know what I'm saying?
Who? I'm a slow starter.
That goes to show you, man. The business and love, man. I still work with them. I still love you. You can still check me at AC Jokes.
Can I say a couple of things that I wanted to say about the podcast?
Say, dude. There's no.
Number one, when we were talking about bad tan situations, I had fallen asleep one time on the beach with like my Jewish shit on, like the big high, and so my grandpa's was like this and that, like just walking around with, you know, tan lines of a giant Jewish symbol on your chest. It's not really going to get you far with the ladies.
Did you do good with the ladies when you were young?
I was hot and cold, man. I mean, mostly cold, but when it was hot, like I've had the pleasure of being with some real amazing women that were beautiful inside and out, and also some real duds and dry spells. But I'd always, you know, every once in a while, just pull a rabbit out of my hat. Streaky. I was like John Stark.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, like, sometimes they get drunk, bro.
I could go
yeah,
like
that's what
2
happens.
for 17 and just be like, how'd you blow that? You know, we had the championship right there. But then I could also, you know, light it up and have like 35. And then,
yeah, I feel like you finger rolled a lot more than anything else. Pat Ewan. I feel like you Pat Ewan.
It was right at the fucking rim. And
just finger roll, you should have dunked. I just feel like you're a finger roll kind of guy.
At that point, I was. Now, I don't know. I'm
more of a layup kind of guy.
Now I'm on the bench. Now I just want to be. I'm just trying to get a check.
6 man.
I'm just hanging around for
moral support. Moral support. He's doing it. Come on, guys, we did it.
Not all out there like let's go team anymore. I'm just kind of like
he's like the dude in
trainers are all working on me and shit. I'm like, I'll get in there for a little bit.
What was that? The longest yard. He's like a dude in the longest yard that they gave estrogen pills to. He's like, come on, guys, we're all trying really hard. And then he's like, shut the fuck up and play the game. And he's like, what he say to him? Yeah, the dude was nuts. They put him on estrogen and everything. He started crying. Like, why are you crying? I don't know. He's like,
my nipples hurt. My nipples hurt.
My nipples hurt.
This is what I am. I'm not that bad. I mean,
no, you're not that bad. You're not. You're not on estrogen. No. It's very natural. He's a very natural man now. He's a very modern man. Look, he's very pudgy. He's got that doughy. Got that soft to the body. He's not small. You know, it gives the illusion of safety. I remember at your roast, that's what I said I worry about. I worry about you walking home alone, getting accosted.
Once again, I got to give Esco credit for all-time classic line.
Oh, this was great, yo.
This was great. We did a show on the boardwalk during COVID, and shit was weird. Someone threw like a smoke bomb. Like people thought Zach was acting crazy, but he was really like he saw the fucking nut jobs that were out there and was like on it with like this military shit. Like, it just got some shit broke out.
I already
sirens.
I did my set,
cops,
and I left because it was a weird night. I knew it was a weird night, and what we were doing was just to give our listeners a little background. It was during COVID, so we were going up and just doing shows on the boardwalk, on the stage out there. They had like a stage there. We would just go up there. We asked the cops if it was cool. They were like, they didn't care. And we were doing shows right there outside. So one night we did it, and it was a weird night, man. I did my set, and I broke out, but they stayed. And this is what happened when they stayed.
Yeah, so chaos ensues, and there's fights breaking out, and cops rolling up. And Esco runs over to me with like his wallet and some other shit. And it's just like, Matt, we know you're not going to fight. So just hold this. No, sorry. Matt, we all know you're not going to fight.
We all know you're not going to fight. So hold this.
Just we all know you're not
going to fight. So hold this.
And then he went over. Someone carried him off. And he was kicking like a puppet show.
What's so great is Esco is this. They always think we look alike, which I do not agree with. But we're gonna have to get him on the show. Actually, I want to get Esco on the show.
I would love to have him on the show, bro.
Wants to come on too, but Esco is like shorter than me. I always call him Mr. Dr. Sweet. That's what I call him because he reminds me of the dude, woohoo, in the commercials that spins around. That's what he reminds me of. He's a little dude. He's little, like he's a smaller version of me. He's smaller. And that's who told this dude, we all know he's not going to fight, so hold my shit.
I bet he's scrappy too, bro. I bet he could.
Tried. It didn't go far. But
he got snatched up quick.
The most amazing part was...
But he took someone away from getting beat up by that person because they were beating him up.
The most amazing part was there were fights, smoke bombs going off, police, everything. And then we finished the show. Everyone left. It was fucking going, man. First show on the moon. I'm telling you, man. We're gonna make it happen.
If anyone can do it, I will say this.
That's the new goal.
He can do it. He'll be telling the same jokes that he told on Earth, but he'll be up there telling jokes. He'll be on the moon and still won't have a new fucking joke about it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker will be on the moon, still won't have nothing new to say. It'll just be like fucking... He'll still be like a man.
In all fairness, it was taking a lot of work to get us up to the moon. I might not have time to work on new material.
That's all material. All of that's material. All the work you put into getting up there is all fucking material. See, that's the difference. Once again, another difference between you and me.
No.
It's like Mars on a Groupon.
I'm not going to the moon to do my Amanda routine.
He's called Amanda.
That's my favorite joke too, bro. It's that whole.
I'm dissing him because the truth is he's one of the comics up here that does it every now and then.
Tucker
come up with new jokes that don't sound surprisingly enough anything like I said. He comes up with new shit that sounds fucking something that he thought of. I'm like, oh wow, I could imagine him thinking of that. I give you credit for that. You're one of the few comics I actually like to watch every now and then. When you're on, you're on.
Gary's act and the moon have in common? They're both made of cheese. You love it.
We got to get sound effects on this thing. You got to start getting like sound effects on here, man. All right, I'm gonna buy me a sound effects thing.
Cheesy joke.
I'm gonna buy me one of those things.
You get the board, bro. Yeah, get the board. That'd be great if you have the board and you control the board.
I'm gonna control the board. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Because right now he would have got a
board, meaning your audience.
I gotta get
Norm Macdonald was on Conan, and he was roasted Courtney Smith, who's had a movie coming out with Carrot Top called Chairman of the Board, and Conan was like, "Yeah, what are you gonna say about that?" And he was like, "Is it spelled B-O-R-E-D?" And like the movie bombed because Norm Macdonald was like fucking with them. It was great.
I don't think that's why the movie bombed. I think it bombed because it sucked.
It didn't help. It was like
most movies nowadays.
Well, that's not even nowadays.
What is the last good movie you saw?
I actually just saw this movie, Vengeance. BJ Novak.
You talked about that the last episode. You really liked that a lot.
I did.
I think the last good movie I saw was Don't Look Up.
Oh shit! I was on the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Even that one, bro, I have to take a little grain of salt with that movie.
And it's one of the few movies that wasn't woke, in a sense. Like, well, in a way it was, but it kind of was anti-woke.
It was, but who
was like
is
anti-woke.
But who was in it, and where to get put out?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I gotta say?
On Netflix.
One movie over the last
with who? Who's the main character?
The main character was Leo DiCaprio, right?
I gotta say this. One movie over
and that chick from the games. She's
Jennifer Lawrence
with them.
I did not expect to love
good movie though.
Bad Boys 3.
Oh, shut up. You already get out of my house.
And they're making a Bad Boys 4, I saw.
Why do I let you into the G spot?
What?
You were banned from the G spot for a while too.
What is wrong?
I let you back into the G spot.
The first two Bad Boys were good.
Come on, are we really going to go there? That this is even up in a conversation of great movies, good movies.
The first Bad Boys.
I didn't say it was a great movie.
None of the Bad Boys was anything good.
I just said I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going.
What about the soundtrack to the first Bad Boys?
And you don't even know music.
Shake Your Tail Feather.
I'm trying to think though. The last one that I was like, that's a fucking movie kind of movie.
That it was just a good movie. Like you were like, that was a good movie.
WrestleMania 5.
Not even a movie, you fucking twat. Fucking WrestleMania. It's not about this dude. You look like a wrestler right now. You look like a washed up wrestler.
Pull up Tommy Dreamer. Show him a picture.
Tommy Dreamer?
That's the wrestler people always say I look like.
Oh my God. You know what they said? They said one of Bob Levy's fans wrote in that he looks like the eagle from the Muppets. Remember the eagle from the Muppet? Yo, I was done. Then they brought up the picture and he was like, take that down. Take that down. I was crying. It's a good episode. Check it out, man. If you follow me, go to my Facebook. I posted it on my Facebook. Oh my God, that is Matt. That's like a young version of Matt right there.
Zoom in on his goatee, see if it's straight.
This would, if you took testosterone, Bridgestone, this could be you.
Oh, dude, he wants you on. If you take fucking steroids,
he looks angrier than me, though.
It's because he's on steroids.
You shouldn't be. I feel like you had a worse life.
I never had major
Either.
trauma. I just had
Part of your mustache looks like you should have a fucking, what are those things called? Those fucking little glass
A
things.
monocle.
next
A
time
monocle.
just book my mustache without me. I'll mail it in. You can have my mustache. mustache.
Yeah, should sell your mustache after the shows.
Once a month.
Does that fake
Oh,
mustache?
fake ones. I thought actually once a month shave and give it to
Sell
somebody.
fake mustaches, man, that are like this attached to a beard. You put it on like this part, you can make it come around and go right over your ears.
I think if you own some of Elvis's hair, it's worth something.
I sat where Elvis sat. I sat in
toilet bowl.
I sat in his favorite. Nah, I didn't get to share the same toilet. I would have did that. I would have took the picture with my pants down and everything.
You would have been the one at Graceland doing that. I went and it was closed. That's like the same along the lines of the Brown thing. And
I went when it was closed.
And Hulk Hogan not being there. It was like the end of Christmas Vacation when Wally World's closed.
But when did you get it? During the day? I mean, when I got there, it was like 4 a.m. We knew it was closed. We just went up there to take a picture in front of it, like, hey, we made it to Graceland.
No.
It looked pretty cool like from the outside.
It had closed in years because they were doing like renovations.
That's what they told you, but they knew you were coming. So they say, yo, this dude's coming. Let's shut it down. They're like, fuck.
He's been mean to me.
I know.
Came in.
I'm in a good mood. That's why. When I'm in a good mood,
fuck my mustache.
I didn't fuck with your mustache. God did that.
It's a mustache.
That's a mustache.
Shape-shifting X-Men was like Petey's clumpy oatmeal.
Not even oatmeal. It's whatever's on the plate.
Following the logic of why that was like Petey's clumpy oatmeal.
Well, you know what?
Just as hard as following the whole fucking X-Men shit.
No, actually, you repeated it, and I stood corrected. I said, okay, you was able to repeat it. And then I stood corrected. Not to say I agree with it, but I just stand corrected. Listen, you're allowed to have your little thoughts here, man. I'm not gonna get mad at you for that. It's not like I have any kind of wisdom.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. The only thing I know is I don't know anything.
That is something in itself.
I don't know what that means, Brian, but I feel like you had a lot of sarcasm behind it.
I did not.
You're blending into your walls today, Brian.
I really want to go home and play G-Box. You want to come?
Brian, you like.
Can I bring the G-Box?
Brian looks like a face on his wall right now. He looks like what was that? Remember that head, Max Headroom?
I could do this all night, but watching Brian fucking yawning and like falling out his window, it's like.
And the thing is, it's earlier where he is.
I know it's only 10 o'clock.
3 hours, 2 hours.
It's 3 hours earlier.
It's getting uncomfortable
where he is.
But yeah, see you. Brian.
I wake up at 9 a.m.
And Gary's shocked that you can't remember every story from every episode you guys have ever done. He's fucking nodding out here like he's on.
I was up at 9 a.m. this morning. I went to go see my daughter, dude. Mm-hmm. Had a good day. Me and my daughter were dying today, man. Big up to my daughter, Jazz.
What did you watch?
We watched another episode of Ozark. And then we started watching this new show called Afterlife with the dude who was in The Office. What's his name?
Novak? Carell?
The one from the
British guy?
Yeah, the British guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, my daughter got me watching. I said, look, because it's about like his wife died of cancer. And like, that's how the thing starts. And I'm like, I don't want one of these tearjerker fucking things. And she's like, Daddy, I promise it's not a tearjerker. Spend the whole time there watching it. But I'm like, yeah, no, it's good. It's pretty good. I'll watch another episode. Come on, man. I hate that shit, man.
Let's see if we can
My life is sad enough.
Let's see if we can put Brian to sleep. Brian.
Yes.
What are your top 50 favorite TV shows?
Okay, so number one.
Are a half hour long, not an hour. Like sitcoms. What do you think is number 47? Who's the boss?
Who's the boss? Who would have thought she was going to turn up to be such a fucking...
Three's Company. It's number 47.
Three's Company. Yeah, it's about... I guess that's actually about right, too.
I didn't get the joke that Mr. Furley was on coke until I was like 10 years ago. I just thought he had a cold.
He was on coke?
All the time. He was a landlord in San Francisco in the 80s.
I never put that together. Makes
Me neither.
sense. But then
I'll have to watch
again,
it
I also
again.
never knew that, the lead singer, the Queen, was gay.
Was
I
it Don
never knew
Knotts?
that. I didn't even know the village people were gay. Didn't even put that together when I was growing up and the village people came out. I was like, what do you mean they're gay? I heard a comedian tell one of the greatest jokes ever. He said, my father didn't like me listening to a lot of the music I used to listen to. I mean, one time he came into my house, into my room, and he saw a life-size poster that I had of Prince. And he goes, what the hell is this? You're not going to have this man girl on your wall. If you're going to listen to music, here. And he put an album out in front of me. He goes, you listen to this music right here. This is man's music. You see this guy? He's a cop. All right. This guy right here, he's a cowboy. All right. This guy right here, he's a fucking, he's like all the village people. This is a man's fucking band.
That's good.
All right, people.
Is that it?
Me and Matt, we can go on all night, but apparently our boy Brian, who has a weak bladder as well as weak spirit, his spirit is weak as his body right now.
It's a 2-hour show, bro. We started at 8:00.
Right. Well, you know what, man? 8:00 for you. It's later where we are. But I will say this, man. Matt, where could they find you?
First thing I want to say about my mustache is it makes me look like I'm in the village.
That beard.
And I don't like to go to the YMCA.
That beard looks
the
weird.
Only one.
Maybe we should get sponsorship for dyeing the beard and then dye it one color. You won't notice it. It's the different colors.
Yeah.
You can check out at Matt Bridgestone on Instagram. Bridgestonecomedy.com for anything outside of Atlantic City. And I live at 18 South Oakland.
And you can also check them at acjokes.com, which is where you can find me in Atlantic City at acjokes.com. You could also find me every Monday at the Not Quite Tuesday midnight show at the Grizzly Pear with my brother Adam Gable. Follow me at Gary G. Garcia. Brian, where could they find you?
Brian T. Licata.
Brian T. Licata on Instagram. On Instagram, right?
Yes.
That's Instagram, right?
Yes.
All right, man. Well, check them out on Instagram.
You should get Sleepy's Mattress as your new
follow
sponsor.
Mama. Hey. Hands off the mama.
Dude, I've never seen anybody just
Mama
aggressively.
I was trying to be.
Mama wants to say bye. Mama wants to say bye. How dare he, right?
He grabbed her like that.
He's banned from the G spot, dude. Mama goes wherever the fuck Mama wants to go. This is her house, damn it. Guys, I want to thank you for coming out and hanging out with us so long, as you always do, man. All our listeners from day one, I thank you for yous. Every single one of y'all, when we start getting 1 million, you will not be forgotten because I remember you were here in the beginning. And we thank you, man. I ain't throwing up those signs no more. I think all the heart shit and all that shit, I think that's all fucking... So I do like this. I go like this. I think that's all fucking Illuminati shit. All right? Guys, thanks for listening. Rated G.
Goodbye.
Rated G's up.